Welcome back to Slush Pile Stories. I am your host, Jen Manske Fenske, where I tell you the stories behind my songs. So thanks for tuning back in again. Today's theme is when things don't go as planned. So notice my hair. It's gone back to its factory settings because, I'll tell you why, I have been in the snow. It is snowing here in the south and we are in such jubilation. I think we have maybe a half an inch of snow, maybe a couple more in other places, but we are all so joyful. Now, so what does that have to do with the story? Well, I decided that it would be so cool for my Friday filming day, which today is Friday, to go into the woods and to film. And I pictured this sort of, it was so beautiful. It was this lightly falling snow, just landing on my black coat, just so, while I strum delicately, sort of like woodland sprite vibes. Oh dear reader, that did not happen. So I hired an assistant. She lives with me in my home. Okay, it's one of my daughters. And she and I sat in the car just kind of going, okay, like, yeah, it's sleeting. The snow, the fluffy, feathery snow that we had, it went away. So here we are, waiting for it to be done. Finally, we're like, whatever, let's just make it happen in the sleet. And so I did a short, and you can hear it, tick, 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 tick. It's the sleet, literally, like all over. It's kind of fun. It's percussive. And so we get out there, and I didn't think about this part, but it's like 30 degrees. And so I'm strumming, and I'm trying to even do this little it's finger picking is not happening. And so we just kind of and grabbed like 1.5 takes of not my favorite, but we did it. And that's why I'm here next to the fire enjoying a talk with you, my internet stranger friends, because things don't go as planned. So that is today's lesson. Things don't always go as planned, but the song that I'm talking about today is called Maid in the Mist, and this is a new song. It's the one I did in the woodland sprite forest thing that was kind of a failure. And so my hair got soaked, I was soaked, boots are wet, sitting by the fire, talking to you, and talking about Maid in the Mist, the new song. And this is one of those another kind of evocative, let's try to get a lot of imagery in. It's the poet in me, but I'm excited about this one. It's kind of coming together. And I think I did a verse, pre-chorus, and chorus. So you heard sort of some of the meat, but it's beyond me how the water keeps running. And this story behind the story is a recent trip we did to a gorgeous state park in North Carolina. And there's Rainbow Falls there and some other falls, Turtleback. And I just had this thought of these waterfalls are going all the time. And then we stopped at Whitewater, which we love Whitewater Falls, highest waterfall in the Southeast, I think that's the stat. And you just think about it, you're seeing the waterfall, but it's been going for a long time and it's going to keep going. It's going right now. And so I had this idea of it's beyond me how the water keeps running. So originally I had this song, it was called Waterfall Run. And it's just, I Googled waterfall songs and there's 8,000. So ended up with Maid in the Mist, which if you've been to Niagara Falls, you know something about that. What are some other cool details? I'm the maid in the mist. I used to have a line. It was called One More Step and You'll Be Missed. But then it kind of got into sort of murder. What does that even mean? And I was like, nah, that's not what I want to do. So I really sat down. And this is a song where it had a whole different tune and had a whole bunch of different stuff happening. And I ripped it apart. And here's why. So there's that saying, if it's not a hell yeah, it's a hell no. And that's what I did with this song. So I was walking around singing the tune, the old tune. And I was like, man, I'm just not loving it so much. And I always try to dance to my music to see, can I dance to it? Can I dance to it? And it wasn't there. So I sat down and literally ripped it apart, which if you do anything creative, that kind of hurts because you think, this is so good. But it wasn't so good. And I think it's getting better now. So this is a song that's in flight. And I don't always do newish songs, but I've kind of been doing that lately here. Because again, super secret club, nobody's listening. I'm just doing this. For myself to have a diary and then a few people tune in, I'm grateful. That's actually really, really cool. So thank you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Maid in the Mist, stay tuned. It is in flight. And then I'm trying to think if there's one, I feel like there's one more thing. Oh, I know. Once I was your moon and sky, now rocks tumble from the heights. And so that is another like poetry thing. If you're into poetry, kind of like thinking, how do we, you could say hi, you can, obviously you could say, once it was your moon and sky, now rocks fall from the up on high. Jen Manske Fenske is never going to do that. You're going to get, once I was your moon and sky, now rocks tumble from the heights. Lost and lonely, silver sea. And then I've got a couple different lines there. I'm not really sure which one I sang in the woods or here in front of the fire, but I'll see it later. Anyway, just kind of moving things around and trying to get the right thing. Silver sea. It's like I wanted to sort of the silver, there's silver plumes and there's silver, like it's all just that kind of silvery waterfall. And so silver sea just kind of fit right there. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. That is the story behind Maid in the Mist. Stay tuned. There's more coming. Appreciate you listening as always. Thank you.